Welcome back, everyone, to San Antonio, Texas, home of the Alamo Bowl, on a very interesting day for the Texas Tech Nation. What was once thought to be the ridiculous has become the reality. Texas Tech today fired head football coach Mike Leach. Just moments before a court case was to begin to go over a restraining order filed by Leach's lawyer, representatives from Texas Tech presented a letter to Leach's lawyer saying he had been relieved of his duties as the head coach of the Red Raiders. At this point, Ruffin McNeil takes a fuller interim tag and leads Texas Tech into their game against Michigan State. Moments after the firing, McNeil met with the media, and here was his thoughts.
Well, first it was, like I mentioned earlier, Tim, it was a tough situation. It's a tough position. So when I heard it was shock, a little bit of shock, but at the same time, in this business you learn that anything can happen. You have to be professional at all times. And one of the things I've been blessed with this entire week, really, when Coach named me as defense coordinator, Tim, and you know this, you and I have spoken a number of times, I've been blessed to have a professional group to work with. The staff has been very professional from second one. And all of you know, and all of you in your positions where you are, understand how that professionalism makes your job a lot easier. And once we heard, we went on and really had another productive day of practice.
What will you say to Coach Leach if and when you get a chance to speak to him?
First that I love him. We've been through a lot. He gave me opportunity to come to Tech for number one. Named me special teams coordinator after 3 years, and in the middle of the season named me defensive coordinator. And it took a lot of backbone to do that. In the middle of the season, make a change and give him an opportunity. And we all have had opportunities in this room, so that can never be overlooked and will never be overlooked by me. So then I'll ask him, how you doing? Those two things, and then the rest we'll probably keep personal. It is a tough situation. I think one of the reasons we've been together so long was because we've both been through similar situations. It is a tough situation. At the same time, I know that the professionalism must override everything, and that just comes from experience. Been in it for 29 years now. And I've been into a lot of situations, good and bad, success and some failure. And I've learned from both. So, I've been prepared, and I think experience has taught me to be prepared for this situation. That's why it wasn't a moment that we had to stop and say, okay, what's next? It's why me? It's, hey, let's go get it. Let's go get it done. It was, I sort of have a way of making sure the kids look me in my eyes. You probably can tell that, I don't know if it's, that's just, again, goes back to the respect factor. I broke it to him, and I felt it was best that a family member broke it to the next family member. And, it was tough, but at the same time, I know that in that situation, I got to make sure I show the professionalism that's needed, and I keep going back to that word, and making sure they understand, look, this is what happened, this is what has happened. We got to make sure we pick up the flag and keep going. And the focus was there, not an eyeball swerve left or right. And then I had to go immediately into making sure we stay focused, because I think what's getting lost is the football game on Saturday night, which I understand why, because of all the controversy. But at the same time, the reason we're in San Antonio, one is to enjoy the festivities, but the main reason is make sure we play a football game, a great football game against a great football team in Michigan State. The team was focused and ready for the next move from me. So the next move will be in the morning with meetings, and it's having a great Thursday practice. So I was pleased with it. Well, first, yes, I'm very interested in the job. Maybe that's a double yes with some exclamation marks. I know you journalists know about that part, just little dots. I learned how to text a little bit. My daughter taught me how to text, but yes, I'm very interested in being the next head coach of Texas Tech. The other question, Tim, I felt my whole career, and my dad taught me when I first got into coaching, every time you step on the field, like one time when I was head basketball coach at the court, your product is your resume. And I've tried to make sure I adhere to that the entire time of coaching with either position group or special teams coordinator or at the various defensive coordinator positions, is make sure that my product that we put on the field is my resume. And, I've felt that way. And at each position, I prepared for the next. When I was assistant, I prepared to be a coordinator and thought that way. And as a coordinator, I prepared to be a head coach, and I've thought that way and worked that way. So I'd be honored to be the next head coach at Texas Tech. And I think everything we do, I have to make sure, and I've always tried to make sure it's a resume of the work and the body of work. Secondly, to our Red Raider Nation, we have the greatest fan base that I've ever been a part of in my 29 years of coaching, 24 of those on the college level. We've always had a loyal fan base. We've always had a fan base that we've always had great support from. I know in the 10 years I've been employed at Tech, tough times happen, tough people last, and that's the first thing. And I think we are a group and a nation of tough people. So I have no doubt that our Red Raider Nation will step up and keep fighting and swinging. Just like I love our fans at Texas Tech, and the community projects that I've been involved in personally, I know they know how I feel about them. I've done quite a few speaking engagements to our fans, and our fans are loyal fans of Texas Tech. And they believe in not just who's there, but what's there. And I have a lot of confidence in Red Raider Nation. I really do, and I feel they will unite, and they will back our football team this week. They'll back me in this interim position and our staff, and they will rise and on Saturday night make sure it's very loud and dangerous for opponents in that Alamo Dome, I hope.
So from this point on, in the days leading up to the Alamo Bowl, Texas Tech, under the direction of interim head coach Ruffin McNeil. Lincoln Riley, the inside receivers coach, will do the play calling offensively for Texas Tech with help from Sonny Cumbie, a former Texas Tech quarterback. For full coverage of all today's events, including the firing of Mike Leach, please stay tuned to LubbockOnline.com and RedRaiders.com. For the Lubbock Avalanche-Journal, I'm Zach Long.